Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about hoisting in JavaScript. Okay, so what I have on my screen is the website playcode.io. I have cleared the script section and moved the interface around so that I have the JavaScript code on the left and the console on the right. Now, to best demonstrate what hoisting is and how it works, let me write the following. Console.log my name. Now, if you come from a C#, Java, or some other static type language, it's likely you'll understand that when this runs, it's going to give us an error indicating that the my name variable is not defined. Makes sense, right? Nothing to see here. Then it's also not surprising when I do this. var my name equals Daryl. Now, instead of an error, it prints out the value of my name, which I've set to Daryl. Again, nothing special here. This is working the same as most programming languages we know. But here's the interesting part. What if I was to move this variable below the console log? What do you think will happen? If you don't know JavaScript, most of you would expect an error again, right? I mean, I would have. So let's do it. I'll just move the line below the console log, and strangely enough, we don't get an error. However, the console prints out undefined. Now, I know when I saw this for the first time, I figured it was weird, and to be honest, I still do. I mean, we are trying to access a variable before we even declare it. How does this even work? Well, this works because of how JavaScript treats variables that are defined using the var keyword. In short, when you declare variables using the var keyword, its scope is larger than most other programming languages. You'll hear the terms global scope or function scope used to describe this nature. Now, because this my name variable is not inside of any function, it's known to be at a global scope, meaning it can actually be accessed anywhere in the script. But there is also function scope, which is also known as local scope to some people. So to just quickly see what that means, if I create a function, say show age, like so, I'll add a variable in it called my age. And once again, just before it, I'll try to console log my age out. Then I'll come to the bottom of my script and call show age. And once again, you'll also see undefined instead of an error. This means that the my age variable is accessible anywhere inside this function. But if I tried to log out this variable from outside this function, let's say down here, you'll see that we get the same not defined error, as my age was only scoped to inside the show age function and not the entire script. So I'll just comment that line out. However, we can access the my name variable inside of the show age function, like so. And this is because the variable is globally scoped. Now I'll leave it at that for now, as scope was not meant to be part of this video. But you need to know this much in order to understand hoisting. Now back to hoisting. So if you're like me, you're probably still not getting the point of all of this. I mean, so what if this my name variable is available to the entire script? It still isn't declared until after the first console log statement anyway. So how does the console log statement even know that the variable my name even exists? Well, that's where JavaScript tries to lend you a hand. When JavaScript parses your script and attempts to compile it, it will first do a few things. One of the things it will do is Hoist Variables. But what does that mean? Well, simply put, it's the process of moving variable declarations to the top of the global or function scope. So for this script, it means it will do the following. So essentially, it just ensures that any variables that exist inside of each scope are declared before any code tries to use them. Now, if you initialize them later, that's fine. JavaScript won't touch that. It just makes sure that the declarations are always at the top before executing your script. Let's see another example of hoisting in action. I'm going to add two loops. Both will just print out the numbers 0 to 4. But in each case, we'll set the same local variable name to be I. Now after the two loops, I'll also print out the value of I, like so. Interesting. It printed out 5. I was expecting an error, or at least undefined. No. Again, this is hoisting taking place. In both loops, JavaScript has detected the I variable and hoisted the declaration to the top of the file. So your script would now look like this. And as you can see, this still works the same. Now, this process only occurs for variables that are declared using the var keyword. If you declare your variables using either let or const, this will not occur. For example, let's change the myname variable to use let instead of var. So I'll just remove this first line at the top and put let in front of myname. And boom, instant crash. Now the same behavior applies for constants. So if I change the myAge variable inside the showAge function to use const, again removing the var at the top of the function first, and setting the global myname back to using var so we can get past that error, we get the same problem here as well. Now the last thing I need to cover is functions. When it comes to hoisting, named functions are also hoisted. If you don't know what a named function is, the showAge function is a named function. It's essentially a function that has been defined with the word function followed by a name. Functions like these are hoisted as well, to ensure that functions are declared before they are called. And to prove this, I can just move the call to showAge above the declaration here. And you'll see it still works. Well, if I set the const back to a var, that is. Now, what isn't hoisted function-wise are functions that are assigned to variables, even ones declared with var. So for example, if I change the showAge function to be an anonymous function that is assigned to a variable called showAge instead, you'll see it now breaks. What you also can't do is hoist arrow functions. So I'll just quickly convert the same function to an arrow function, like so, and that too doesn't work. Now my understanding as to why functions defined in this nature do not work is because JavaScript wants to ensure that you both declare and initialize functions in the same expression, to avoid situations where functions may be undefined when really they're actually initialized further down in your code. So to fix this error, we just have to move the call to the function below it again. And now it's working. What this now means though is that all non-named functions in your script must be declared and initialized prior to calling them. And that's it. That is how hoisting works in JavaScript. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you all next time.